What the fuck did I just read? No, literally, I have to ask. What the fuck did I just read? Um, okay, so yeah, Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review of One Piece chapter 931. And to start off small, we basically get to see Sanji pretty much put on the raid suit and the German raid suit, and yeah, I'll be honest, there's only two, I'll be honest, I definitely gotta take back a lot of what I said last chapter because just not only is it badass with Sanji putting on the raid suit and fighting page one with it, but just in the way he uses it as well. But playing off the old, I like how much of Sanji just being in the raid suit was playing off old comic strip about the old comic strip about Germa, and I just love how the ability of Sanji's raid suit also just so happens to coincidentally pretty much tie into his old dream about owning the clear fruit, and again just tying back so many things into the comics for himself. Like it tied back the raid suit itself pretty much tied back a lot into what we know about Sanji, about what we know about Sanji's personal goals and whatnot, as well as the history of his family and what family from that comic strip. So yeah, it was definitely I just love just all the coincidences of it. Like it was kind of cool in that respect, and I like and the whole comment about Stealth 3 being troublesome man. Yeah, that perfectly describes that perfectly almost describes Sanji to pretty much a T. Like he is a troublesome man in the sense where he's a flirt, he's a lecher, and when people fight him, he's definitely a bit of a troublesome opponent. I'm not even gonna deny that. Like we've seen Sanji fight over and over again, and he's had a lot of, and he's developed a lot of abilities, a lot of techniques that just are troublesome to pretty much anyone he comes across. So yeah, like it's just so funny how the coincidences of the comic strip pretty much almost directly managed to directly tie into who Sanji is as a character and whatnot. So yeah, it's just fun in that respect. Um, now, in terms of what I said last chapter, though, in terms of now about what I said last chapter, though, in terms of my thoughts on Sanji using Germa's tech in general, I will say that there is a reasonable argument that there is a reasonable argument in which you could argue that definitely that in which you could argue that in terms of Sanji's whole view on the German in general, he's definitely forgiven his family, but I think he definitely he definitely has a bit of a grudge against the family business itself. So yeah, I will admit I kind of failed to mention that last chapter about how Sanji has to a certain degree he's definitely forgiven his family, but he definitely tries to distance himself from pretty much the family business of assassination. So yeah, I failed to mention that last chapter, but just from the way he was talking in this chapter, that is definitely a lot of the vibe I got from his explanation that he gave to Law about wearing the suit. Although, if I do have one minor problem against the suit, however, and it's not even a big problem, it's just a little technical problem I have, is that the whole pompadour cowlick hairstyle that Sanji has when wearing the Germa suit is just weird. Like I never thought I'd say this for pretty much a guy whose basically hair is known to cover his face, and giving him sort of like, I don't know, like an emo an emo suave look or something like that. But the whole cow look is just weird to me. Like it's weird. I can't exactly say it's my favorite. It's my favorite hairstyle of his for sure. Like I prefer just the hairstyle he's got right now. So hopefully, yeah, that's again a minor quibble, but yeah, for sure. Um. All right. So now now let's get into the big stuff of this chapter, because pacing on a pacing level, I gotta say that once again that this was one of those chapters which started off epic enough, But as it progressed, it felt like we were taking several detours into Crazy Town, pretty much starting with the obvious battle of Sanji versus Page 1. Although, which again was an insane battle. Although I'm curious what kind of modifications that pretty much Sanji. There was a moment where Sanji mentioned he wants some modifications. He wants some modifications that in order to be done to the suit. So I wonder what kind of modifications he wants done. I'm assuming it has to do with the invisibility feature, so he can peek on girls or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just curious what he meant by modifications there. And after that, we see Robin being ambushed by pretty much it was the personal guard of basically Orochi himself, which with in terms of Robin being ambushed like that, I do need to throw a little shade on Robin for that because I know assassination and the whole and the whole thing of assassins and ninjas aren't necessarily one and the same, but just the fact that Robin was who was once an assassin herself. Who was once an assassin herself, pretty much so easily managed to get caught off guard. It just kind of really boggles me because as someone who was an assassin herself, shouldn't Robin have had a little better awareness than that? Like I can't believe that Robin got caught off guard so much, but pretty much by all these bozos. But then again, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna falter too much because, like I said before, in terms of the guys who ambushed her, they are the personal guard of the shogun. So, yeah, it would only make sense that even for as weird as they look, that all these guys would definitely have some crazy powers or whatnot. Would have some crazy abilities in order would have some crazy abilities at least in the stealth department, I guess, for sure. Um, although, although having said that, even knowing all that, I'm hoping that the Robin we're seeing is one of her clones. Because if not, then I got no clue how Robin is gonna get out of this alive. Like, Robin is pretty much surrounded, by basically is surrounded, but basically a lot of top tier assassins or ninja guys. So yeah, it should be interesting how she gets out of this one for sure. And the big one, the literal big one, the absolutely what the fuck is going on cherry topper to this whole chapter, which is Chopper's group coming across an unconscious Big Mom who wastes no time in waking up and revealing that the encounter with Kaido basically ended up basically knocking a few screws loose, and now she has and now her memory's a little fuzzy, and yeah, so basically now with Chopper's group we basically have a big mom who has amnesia, and honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. This is one of those times in One Piece where I'm genuinely speechless and absolutely and unequivocally don't know where Oda's gonna go with this plot thread. Like, I got no fucking clue. He like, and I'm like, the thing is, I got no clue where he's going with this plot thread, and I'm almost scared to even imagine what he's planning. I mean, this is definitely a hype moment. I'm not denying that, but a lot of the hype that basically comes with this moment of Big Mom having amnesia and Chopper's group coming across Big Mom herself, a lot of it just comes from the simple fact that I got simple unpredictability of what Big Mom with amnesia means for the story, as well as just so many things that can basically go wrong from here. And Chopper's face on the final panel just perfectly sums up how I'm feeling as of right now with that moment. Like, yeah, Oda completely caught me off guard with this one, and I've like Oda doing his thing again. He caught me off guard, and I've got I've got nothing for this. I've got nothing. I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. Oda, I don't know what you're doing, but are you trying to give me a heart attack? That's all I gotta say to that. Yeah. I got nothing. Moving on, which going into a much lighter moment. All right, Law. So with Law, like we basically see him we basically see how much Law he knows about this whole thing. We basically see in this chapter how much Law ends up knowing about the Germa. And it's one of those things where Law, go ahead and deny it all you want, man. But you are a total fanboy for Germa. Actually, it's kind of hilarious how much Law exposed himself in this chapter, just from how knowledgeable he was about the comics. So all I gotta say is, Law, I know you're fans, so just do us all a favor and don't fight it. Embrace the dark side of fanboyism. I guarantee you that you will definitely be a happier man for it. Although, serious talk, I do wonder how much he does actually know and if there's anything worth of value we can glean from Law concerning the German stealings. But yeah, just Law being a total fanboy over the German is just hilarious. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this crazy ass chapter of One Piece. If you enjoyed the review, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Elastic Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys. Oda, what the hell?